Gird your loins. Compete Radio starts now.
Putting the dis in dysfunction.
Welcome to the show. We are back on the air. I am your host, Josh Fourier, and I'm here with
AJ Johnson.
Okay, now wait a second. Where's the normal? I normally start the show by saying I'm your host. Here with Alfonso Chavez, Buddy Early, Connie Wardman, and Eric Carlo. What have you done with them, and why are you here, AJ?
They have all decided to scamper and leave. No, I am here as your assistant. I am your co-host for Compete Radio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a co-host.
Yay.
I'm so happy.
You have a steady co-host now. It's not just a gaggle of people coming in and out of the door every other day, coming in to help you.
Yes, and my co-host actually has experience. Well, I don't mean naughty experience. I mean
broadcasting experience. Thank you.
I got the look from AJ where she's like, "Where is this going already? I've been here a minute and we're already talking about sex."
Exactly.
But yeah. So you were a tell us about it. You were a reporter for.
I was a reporter for a television station out in North Platte, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
North Platte, Nebraska.
North Platte, Nebraska.
Is that the accent they have up there?
No, it's kind of nasally up there, so it's
North Platte, Nebraska.
Well, something like that, yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
Something like that.
Well, welcome aboard, AJ. We are glad to have you right here on Compete Radio. It will be a fun ride. Now, don't worry, Eric, Buddy, Alfonso, Connie, they'll all pop in and out. It's going to be our roundtable segment that we'll have, but. Unfortunately, you're stuck with me.
And me.
AJ will make it a little better.
Oh, yeah. And just so everybody knows, okay, I am a part of the community, and I do have experience playing sports, so we're going to have a lot of fun together, you and I. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you're a part of the sport community.
I'm part of both communities.
What's the other community? Like the homeowners association?
No, Josh, I'm part of the gay community. Or, no, I'm part of the bisexual community.
GLB. Oh, you're B.
Yeah, that's B. That's me.
So I can call you a B and get away with it?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
I'll let you.
So you're bisexual?
Yes, I am.
Are you in a relationship now?
Ironically, yes, I am.
Ironically. Okay. And are you with a B or a G?
A B.
Okay, so you're bisexual, but you're in a relationship with a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Are you married, or just dating, or?
I'm married.
Okay, so let's see. We're getting to know AJ. AJ is married to a guy. You're bisexual.
Correct.
Is it an open relationship? Is this a?
Not any longer. When I decided that I was going to get married to my husband, Robin, I made the conscious decision that I was going to stay monogamous in my relationship, and so.
And how's that worked out for you?
It's worked out okay.
Good.
It's worked out okay.
Good.
There are some things that I miss, but that's what I gave up. So.
You gave up to only to gain so much more.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
That's what I meant to say, and
there we go.
Thank goodness for Josh for being there to cover my back.
Yeah, I had to save that one.
Yeah.
Well,
otherwise, I would have been in the doghouse when I got home.
Right. Well, and we don't want that. But, okay, so you've had experience. You're a previous reporter from Nebraska.
Yes.
If you guys don't know, I used to host a political show. We have now, due to the recession, been thrown into this show. We're talking about sports. So this will be very interesting. And I'm sure everybody is on the edge of their seat wondering what these two crazy people are going to talk about.
It's going to be a lot of fun, folks. Trust me. We'll have lots of time for fun and games, and we'll even throw some important and meaningful information in there for you throughout our stay here.
Yeah, we're not big sport people, but we have producers who give us notes, and we make it fun. That's our job.
Right.
So everybody's waiting for it to start getting fun. So I guess we better move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we only have a couple minutes. I did want to take some time though because a lot of things have changed. The show is now 2 hours.
Yeah. Do you think they'd be able to handle us for 2 hours?
I think so.
Yeah.
Phoenix is a tough crowd. It's a primarily a conservative state. We're lucky enough, fortunate enough. We are our flagship station here in Phoenix, KPHX, is a progressive station, and this group of people, this audience, probably the best audience you could ever have.
Awesome.
No matter what station you are on, to have a progressive audience, you are a fortunate person.
Awesome.
So.
Salute.
Yes, the political show I did, also a progressive show.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it was not your typical conservative Rush Limbaugh
Bill
propaganda, Glenn Beck, horrible, it was not that. It was a genuine, my honest feelings kind of show. YouTube it. So, anyway, we need to get on to sports.
Yes, we do.
And the first thing that I wanted to talk about, it does coincidentally relate to Arizona. Gabrielle Giffords, we all know she was the congresswoman who was she was shot outside of the shopping plaza by the crazy guy.
Yeah, shot in the head.
Shot in the head. She is, by any means of a miracle, she is doing better. She's recovering. Daniel Hernandez is her openly gay intern, and he threw out the first ceremonial pitch at Tuesday's MLB All-Star Game here in Phoenix.
Oh, how did that go over?
Well, let's just say I have the picture here of him attempting to throw the ball. There's a little limpness to the angle of the picture. Anyway, preparing for his appearance on the Diamondback pitcher's mound, Hernandez told Fox News, of all news organizations, that he had been practicing his pitch with another Capitol Hill colleague, and on Tuesday he shared the spotlight with former Major League catcher Joe Garagiola Sr. Did I say that right?
Garagiola.
Garagiola. I'm worse than Eric. Let's take a break. Thanks for getting to know us for a little bit. When we come back, we will have everything sports right after this. Stay with us.
Log on to CompeteRadio.com for news, information, hot topics, and, oh yeah, more. I always forget about that one.
I hate getting less.
Today, your radio is gay. You're listening to Compete Radio. Sports Pop.
And welcome back. I'm your host, Josh Fourier.
And I'm AJ Johnson.
Well, hello, AJ.
Hi.
I have a story to warm the heart.
Aww. Let's play the violin.
Okay. All right.
What's going on?
Craig Cassie. Does that name sound familiar?
No.
I would hope not, or I would be a little worried about you, AJ.
Why?
He's an openly gay high school track athlete in Pennsylvania.
Good for him.
He was crowned his high school's prom king.
Sweet.
This weekend.
Nice.
Then he had his own special prom moment with his boyfriend. Craig had a dilemma. He wanted to go to the prom with his boyfriend, Carl, but that risked upsetting his mother. Craig, being mature and level-headed, figured out that even if you can't take your partner to the prom, there are many ways to save your gay prom experience.
What did he do?
Well, here's what he says. I was crowned prom king, a moment meaningful in many ways, mostly for what it symbolizes, acceptance. Winning prom king amongst a crew of 7 potential male candidates shows that my school is not only tolerant of openly gay students, but is accepting. Is this dramatic enough for you? Okay, I'll go on. My good friend Molly won with me, and we slow danced to cheers from all sides, congratulating us and urging us to kiss. Don't worry, we didn't. There were no shouts of homo, no negative remarks, just congratulations and bro hugs and pats on the back. Truly a testament to my school's consistently improving climate. All right, so that's what he said. I don't think he talks like that,
But it is overly dramatic, just from the words that were spoken.
It is, isn't it? Now, the coolest part happened the next night when Carl showed up at Craig's and said they had their own special moment. Here's what he says. Okay. How should I do this? Dramatic or just just read it?
Just read it. You don't.
I don't know if I can.
Okay, then be dramatic.
No. Okay, here we go. This is what happened the next night at the gay prom.
You're having trouble with this, aren't you?
I am. I walked out with Netbook, King's Crown, and the scepter in tow, and shut my front door for some privacy. Having saved Aerosmith's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing on YouTube, I slyly clicked the play button and set the netbook aside in a manner which seemed more smooth in my head than in reality. Nevertheless, Carl took my hand with a smile. After I crowned him, we pulled each other close and we danced. His eyes began shimmering after the first sways of tears. Joy gently glided down his face. I held him closer, enjoying the moment. For 4 minutes, we soaked in the experience, surrounded by no lights, no students, no dresses or tuxes, but a red wicker chair, some southern home decor, and a basket filled with Gatorade. Well, it was not the prom we had hoped for, it was the prom we had, and somehow I find myself unable to manage anything better. End quote. I think it's awesome.
Oh,
I really do.
I think that is so sweet.
I mean, the whole story, the whole thing. Now, Craig is going to be going to Georgetown this fall, and he's going to run track, and he'll continue. He has a blog, too. But how awesome is that? So he goes to prom with his best friend. The school wants him to kiss, which I don't know why, because he was openly gay. They knew he was gay. I don't know.
I think that might have been the reason why they voted him king, is to see if that would actually happen.
Maybe.
That's the mentality of teenagers. I've got one at home. Trust me, you don't want to go there.
Could you just imagine, like, the next night, though? This is all because of his mom. So the next night you get your laptop, and you load up Aerosmith. I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try this out. All right. So, all right, AJ, you're be a guy. You're my date.
Okay. I've got my eyes closed. I'm sitting here. I'm thinking about.
Is it wonderful?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're getting there.
We're gonna have a gay prom.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't wait. In our studio.
Oh, AJ.
Yes, Josh.
AJ, don't you know? Are the tears running down your face?
Yes, they are.
Now, could you imagine? Okay, you get your laptop. You're playing Aerosmith. I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. Now, let's get it to the dramatic part. Okay. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, that's it. It's coming.
Oh, AJ. I just want you to know that this is the best prom ever.
Josh, this is the best prom ever.
Okay. We're a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
We're so dumb. So anyway, yeah, that was awesome though. I mean, he stuck to his guns. He all through it, respected his mom and everything. Even though I think his mom maybe needs to
Lighten up, maybe.
maybe a little bit.
Now, from this particular article, are you walking away with the understanding that his mother knows he is openly gay?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because he specifically did not take his date because, I mean, if he's openly gay at school, of course he's going to tell his mama.
You
Mama's
think?
always the first to know, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
My mom said she knew I was gay when she was buying me those Fisher-Price cook sets when I was 8 years old. She said that's what I wanted. I didn't want the G.I. Joe. Well, I did, but I didn't realize why I wanted the G.I. Joe. But I wanted to actually play. I wanted to play with the Fisher-Price cook sets. So she said she knew then. My grandma said she knew.
My mama didn't know nothing.
Well, you're in a tricky little category here with the bisexual thing.
Yeah.
See,
the
that-
thing is, I didn't figure it out until I was 30.
See, and that I will never understand. Because I'm a firm believer, only because of me. I can only speak for myself. I'm a firm believer that you don't choose your sexuality, that you really are born with your identity, or your sexual identity is formed when your personality forms, which is in like the first year and a half of your life.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know how you could go 30 years liking men and then say, wait, I'm bisexual. I suddenly am sexually attracted to women and their lady parts.
Well, it wasn't a sudden kind of a thing,
Okay.
believe it or not, no. It was in my 30s that I actually admitted it to myself.
Oh.
Okay?
So you've been in denial.
Yeah.
Oh.
Heavy denial. When I was in high school, there was a girl on our softball team that I was highly attracted to, and I felt really weird saying something about it. But then again, the cutest guy in school stood next to her, and I had a hard time trying to figure out which one I liked more.
Mm-hmm.
The cutest guy in the school or this girl on our softball team.
Yeah.
And so I denied myself that, and I kept choosing boys,
Yeah.
even though I was completely interested in the other side.
Wow.
And then it was after my first marriage that I finally admitted it to myself that, yes, this is a part of me, this is who I am, accept it and go on.
What do you think about those women that have, they get married, they've always considered themselves straight, they get married, have a horrible, abusive marriage, just completely devastating, and for the rest of their lives only want to be with women? What do you... Because that to me contradicts the whole being gay is not a choice kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's almost saying that for these people, they've made it a choice.
Yeah. For those people, they've made it a choice simply because I think women can commiserate with each other better and they can empathize better. I don't know.
I think it's the trauma. Because you don't have a relationship a normal relationship that just doesn't work out, and then you say, okay, no more men. You say, where's the next guy? Who's Mr. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think because of the trauma associated with the abuse or whatever they've been through, it was so horrible that they could never, it's psychological at that point, and I think they could never see themselves being with another guy because of what this one guy did to them, that it was that bad.
Yeah.
That their only other option is to be with a woman.
Exactly.
So I think maybe it's more of a psychological thing than anything, and it's just manifesting itself in a sexual way.
That's a theory. That's a very good theory.
I think I'm right.
You just go with that, baby.
Okay. Well, openly gay athlete from Pennsylvania. We
salute you.
We joke with you in your quotes, but we love you. Congratulations. I'm so happy that you are, we're both happy for you. You came out, you're true to who you are. Looks like you're going to live your life that way, and it looks like everybody loves you for it.
And if anybody ever gives you any problems, You just tell them to go and
Tell them to call AJ. She will
tell
go.
them to call me, and I will put them in their place. And then you go and play in your own little sandbox, and I'll go pack him into his own.
Did you just... Wow. AJ, already, it's your first show.
I know. I'm a little exuberant.
I want Aerosmith again. Where is he? Okay. So, coming up next, after the break, this is, for everyone listening, this is a totally new format. These segments seem like they're 20 minutes apiece. Our show is way extended. Everything is different. We're all kind of like looking at our monitors and phones, and we're trying to figure out how this is actually going to work. But what I am being told is we're going to take a break in just a little bit here. When we come back, it's a brand new thing. We've never done it before. Eric and Buddy are going to sit down at the round table. And Eric is the owner of the company. Buddy is our gay sports guru. He knows everything sports. They're going to sit down at the round table here, and we're going to play a game with Eric. It's going to be painful. He's going to scream. He's going to cry.
He's going to cuss.
Well, I think that's, yeah, but...
That's a given.
Yeah. But Buddy has been waiting for this for a while, and he is really going to give it to him.
Yeah. This is going to be so much fun to watch. I can't wait.
Yeah. Giving it to him and not in the good way. Like, this is intense. This is like, as Rachel Zoe says, this is like premium bananas with the blackberry.
Bananas are the nut. I'm so hungry right now.
Do you ever watch Rachel Zoe?
Every once in a while, I hate to admit it.
Yeah. All right, so let's take a break. When we come back, it will be Buddy and Eric. They're going to duke it out, I guess, right here in the studio. It's Compete Radio. Log on to CompeteRadio.com for more.
Hey, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 90 seconds. Your radio is gay. You're listening to Compete Radio.
And welcome back. I'm your host, Josh Fourier, here with
AJ Johnson.
In the studio right now, we have Buddy Early and Eric Carlisle. They're going to play a little game we like to call
Whose Name Is It Anyway?
Buddy, tell us how to play, what Eric will win, and how much torture and pain you will put him through to get there.
I'm sweating right now, warming up, by the way, buddy.
Well, what Eric will win is the respect of his colleagues around the office if he can get even 3 of these names right. What I've done is I've come up with 3 names. They're all current tennis players on the tour. And I want to see if Eric can pronounce them, because the joke around the office is, you know, how Eric cannot pronounce people's names.
Never.
Particularly when they're foreign athletes in tennis or soccer or something along those lines.
I love it. Look at Eric. He's ready to
He
go.
is getting
He's
ready to
rocking
go.
in his chair. He's like,
I'm going to start with
"Gimme."
what I think is an easy one, because she just won Wimbledon 2 weeks ago. Eric, can you pronounce this name?
Pete Sampras.
No, it's actually...
I'll try it again. I just saw the P and I thought that was it. Okay. Petra Kvitova.
That was close. I'm not going to give it to you. It's Petra Kvitova.
Petra Kvitova. I should have known that.
You're adding consonants and
It was on the
vowels.
tip of my tongue.
All right, now how about this one?
Yes, I got this one. This is Gaël Monfils.
Yes, very good.
Yay.
It's a guy, by the way. He's French. So, all
Yay.
right, here's one
Jean King.
that might be kind of easy for you.
Yes, that's Francesca Shevchenko.
Yeah, sound it out though. It's Francesca Schiavone.
Chevy Cheyenne.
Chevy Cheyenne.
That's a combination of a Chevy car and a Scion.
All right, here's another one, and it's a dude also.
Okay. I'm scared. It's Jarko Nieminen.
It's actually Jarkko Nieminen.
You need to go to CompeteRadio.com and look these up. This is not
Now,
the way
these
they
are
pronounce
real
these
names. These are real names. And here's your final one. If you get this one, I'm just going to give you the win, even though you missed
Come on,
almost all
Eric.
the other
Ready.
ones.
Eric, you can do it.
Come on, Eric.
Oh, Francesca Schiavone.
Oh, that's
Did I
not
get
the
it right?
one. It's actually this one.
Oh, no.
Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova.
Oh, so close. It's Anastasia you got right. Pavluchenkova.
Oh, I was so close.
You got all of the consonants in there, but you added a couple.
Buddy, that was like Florida voting, counting, judging. I think we need to let Eric have the win on that.
Oh, let's check the hanging chads and see if they give him the win.
Well, we'll sort it out over the break. Let's take a break right now. Log on to CompeteRadio.com for more interesting spellings of athletes' names. We'll be right back, right, AJ?
Right.
Compete Radio is you're listening to Compete Radio.
And welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Josh Fourier, here with
AJ Johnson.
AJ Johnson,
That's me.
my new co-host. I'm so happy.
I'm so happy too.
You look hot today. What are you wearing?
Hot as in temperature-wise, or hot as in regular? I look hot. I know how
What?
to.
I can't give you a compliment because I'm gay? Is that how it works?
Yeah, I know how to screw up a compliment.
Wow.
Very well.
Moving on. Phone lines are lit up in the studio right now. Welcome, Ty Nolan. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
He is a professional. Ty Nolan is a former college professor with a. I'll just read your bio, okay? Former college professor with a focus on health and human behavior. He has served as faculty on cross-cultural sexuality for the Kinsey Institute and was on the board of directors for the Sexuality Council for Sexual Information and Education of the United States, the agency that supplies most of the materials used in sex education classes. His on-sex research has dealt with interracial same-sex couples. Basically, Ty, the ins and outs of sex, you are the guy to go to.
I am indeed. And if I don't know the answer, I know where to get it.
That's a perfect response to that.
Darn good response.
Okay. Troy, welcome to the show.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hello.
Hello, Troy.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Troy.
Hi. What's
Hi.
up?
Well, I have a question for Ty. I am a avid long-distance cyclist. I bike about 20 miles a day. And I have heard that there can be problems with my junk down there, you know, with long-distance riding and stuff like that, with regular bicycle seats.
Oh,
So I was wondering, is that true, or...
Ouch.
Well,
Yes, it is true. There was a study that was
Is
done
it
in
really
2000.
true?
It was very definitely true.
Oh.
And I'm sure this doesn't really impact Troy, but Troy might have a friend who has trouble as in terms of erectile dysfunction.
Yes, I'm fine, girl.
And so I'll just give this information out in general for those people who are impacted by this. Bicycle seats, choosing them is very important. It's no different than if you're a long-distance runner choosing the right kind of shoe to run in. That if it's not fitted well, it's going to cause pain and it's going to cause problems. The other issue is that when you do long-distance stuff biking and when you do speed biking, you're positioning your body in a different way than you are for casualness. You're pushing up, and that puts more pressure in the pubic area. There are new seats, actually, that have been designed to be able to deal with this. There are cutaway seats, for example, and there are new seats that are made out of a softer gel, which will put less pressure. If you are having erectile dysfunctions, one of the first things that we do is send you to a urologist to make sure this is not a physical problem, and it might be a psychological problem. If it's a physical problem, then it might not just be related to the bicycle seat, but there might be new medications that you're taking. For example, antidepressants will sometimes cause erectile dysfunction. High blood pressure medication will. One technique that we use, for example, is to give you a roll of stamps, and at nighttime when you go to bed, you will put those around your penis. The normal male will have 5 to 7 erections during the evening, usually during a rapid eye movement state.
I'm sorry, Ty. I don't mean to interrupt, but a roll of stamps?
A roll of stamps.
Does the post office have commemorative ones for this?
It's the idea that if you put them around your penis, if you have an erectile problem that's physical, when you wake up in the morning, it's still sealed. But if you actually have an erection during the night that you're not aware of because you're asleep, then the stamps will have perforated. They would have split apart. And that's an indication that physically you are capable of having erections, and your problem is probably psychological rather than physical.
How many stamps does it take to do that?
It depends on the individual.
Only
$19.70.
I'm more like 37.50.
Thank you for sharing, Troy.
With how expensive stamps are. Yeah. Wow.
Oh,
so
and that is putting them in circumference rather than in length.
Right. Okay.
Exactly.
And I'm going to think twice before I lick another stab.
Do they even have those anymore?
Oh, I guess it would be the sticky ones.
Yeah. Yeah, the next thing you know, Troy's waking up, and he's got a whole roll of stickers all over his penis.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
It's starting to sound a little kinky.
Damn, girl.
So, Troy, you haven't noticed any problems yourself, though?
No, not at all. I just heard rumors, and I'm just worried. I don't want anything to happen to my unit later on, you know.
Okay. All right. So everything is functioning fine.
Yeah.
Now, if something does happen to your junk because of the seat itself, it's repairable, right?
Oh, absolutely. But it will take time, just as if you've gotten a blister on your foot from fitting a running shoe. It's going to take a little bit of time to heal.
But is there like any type of accessories or any way that you could sit on the seat so it maybe touches a different portion of your private area?
Certainly.
It could be a very enjoyable experience. Wow, think about it.
One thing I would suggest.
Bumpy road, long bicycle seat.
Since Troy is a long distance and it's a cyclist and he's putting a lot of time and effort into this, it would behoove him to get a seat that really fits him well rather than for him to have to constantly compensate for it because it's taking up energy and time that he could be putting into his speed and accomplishments.
Constantly compensating is all my ex ever did, I have to tell you.
My.
I'm not bitter.
I'm looking forward to hearing that later on, too.
Right.
Now, Ty, is there anything else physically that Troy can do, like a bag of ice or maybe frozen peas?
I've heard icy hot
or
works.
icy hot.
Those are things to do after he's actually injured himself, but what he's reported so far is he actually hasn't had any injuries.
I think icy hot on the penis would be a really bad idea.
Yeah, that's what my significant other says, so...
Your significant other?
Yeah.
Who's a man?
No comment.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Secrets. All right. So, are there any? Obviously, this is a legitimate issue with the whole bicycle seat.
Oh, absolutely, and it's a legitimate issue that if you're going to buy a bicycle, make sure that you try different seats to find out what really fits you well. And it's possible if you've been using the same seat for a while that you go in and look at what alternatives are available now that weren't available a few years ago.
Well, you know, personally, if I'm a professional cyclist and I spend, $4,000. Well, Troy, how much was your bike?
My bike was about $8,000. It's a very expensive.
Okay, so you spend $8,000 on a bike. I would expect to not have to go and replace anything on the bike. I would expect it to be up to code and standard and not hurt me. Are there any accessories or anything that they make to where you can put it on the seat, maybe like a pillow for your
Yeah, or like
balls.
Yeah, or like a cup. You know how they have cups for football and baseball players? Is there something like
that would be so uncomfortable.
Another jock strap or something that you can use?
Strap it up, tuck it in.
Exactly.
Tape and stick.
I appreciate that coming from a woman in terms of not understanding.
The hand
how
motions are the best.
These sorts of accoutrements can be. That wearing a cup down there while you're actually trying to do long-distance cycling is not going to be the most comfortable solution. My concern, again...
It also doesn't allow the balls to breathe.
That can be another problem, just as the Lycra outfit can be a problem in that area, too.
Sure.
But I keep coming back to what you're asking for is how can we compensate for something that really isn't built well?
Right.
Rather than, why don't you just get a seat? If you're going to spend $8,000 on a bike, you might as well go ahead and spend a little bit more in terms of getting the comfortable seat that will allow you to focus on your cycling.
Ty, that's what really surprises me because we are so regulated as a country. You would think that the government would force these bike makers to make seats so they don't hurt your ding-dong when you're trying to ride your bike, you know what I mean?
Oh my God, you got to make it all political and government stuff now too.
Well, I'm from Seattle, and one of the things we found there in a study that was done with the Seattle Police Department, because Seattle has so many hills.
See, more politics right there.
Seattle Police actually enforce by using bicycle cops. So they are able to go down like extreme bikers the staircases, and they actually tried switching them over as an experiment, and the procedure that they went through was not around the idea of the bike not doing a good job with the new seat, but it was about ridicule from the other police officers saying, how come you're not using the standard bike seat? And this is something coming back to how much peer pressure there is in terms of trying to have a bike seat that looks like everybody else rather than one that is cut out, for example, so that you don't have the nose pushing up into the pubic area.
Yeah. AJ, we gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta take a break.
We really need a break. Ty, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you, and
Really.
good luck, Troy.
Thank you very much.
Make sure you keep yourself protected.
Troy, just scoot up on the seat a little bit. Let it massage some other places. Not so much the balls anymore. Protect your junk. That's the rule. That's the lesson of the day. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Compete Radio is brought to you in part by... Please support our advertisers and sponsors by telling them you heard their commercial on Compete Radio. Today, your radio is gay. You're listening to Compete Radio.
And welcome to the show. I'm your host, Josh Fourier, here with
AJ Johnson. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing well, AJ. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
You are on the Compete Radio as co-host from co-host to co-host. Thank you, and I am honored to be working with you.
Likewise, my man. Likewise.
Perfect. So now everything's going well over here in our office. However, I heard some pretty disturbing news about Mr. Bill O'Reilly.
Oh, pray tell. What would that be?
Well, you know how Bill O'Reilly is.
Yeah, I
Billy
do.
Boy, we know how he can be. Well, something happened at a game from your hometown, right?
Yeah.
What happened?
Down in San Diego. The San Diego Padres Ball Club already had a night designated for kids where they were going to give away free hats to children 14 and under.
Okay.
And what ended up happening is a gentleman decided to go to the ticket window about 2 weeks prior to that, and he bought 1,000 tickets so that he could distribute them to his friends.
Right.
But the man who bought those tickets was gay.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. And he distributed them to his 1,000 gay and lesbian friends to show up at the ballpark.
So basically, it was this group of gay people, and a totally separate, unrelated event at the same game were the children getting their free hats.
Precisely.
With their parents, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, precisely.
Okay. Now, Bill O'Reilly, poor Billy Boy, he was upset about this. Let's hear what he had to say.
Now, Talking Points believes the San Diego Padres made a mistake. If you want to have a gay night, don't put a children's promotion along with it. That's just common sense. 10 years ago, this never would have happened in America, and you can decide if we as a society have made progress or have lost our collective minds.
So, AJ.
Yeah.
Have we made progress or have we lost our collective minds? See, I love that phrase, collective minds, because only Bill O'Reilly and his followers have these collective minds. Other people are free thinkers.
Exactly.
That's the problem with this guy. You know, like, if this was an event, I don't even understand what the big deal was. If this was an event where, you know, it was white people and black people, a group of white people and a group of black people going to the event, I don't see it being breaking news. I don't see it being major headlines. Even if the white people that were going to this event were racist against black people, if there was anything made in the media about this, it would be that it's the white people, they're the bad guys because they're the racists.
Exactly.
But instead it's kind of been flipped around where it's the gay people that are the bad guys because they shouldn't be around children? Is that what he's implying?
I believe that's what he's implying.
And I think he's implying that because it's so many uneducated people that will just listen to Bill and believe whatever he says. A lot of people are under this impression that gay people are pedophiles. And so I think that Bill O'Reilly, I think he was doing this to further that whole notion that gay people should not be around children. And what that does politically is that makes people think, well, gay people shouldn't be able to adopt children. Gay people shouldn't be able to get married. It just leads into all of this hate. And I ask you, Bill, why do you do this? I don't understand why.
He started down a slippery slope, just like you described. And as far as Bill O'Reilly is concerned, I think he is just too darn conservative. And he needs to open up and wake up. Because whether you're gay or straight, you're a person. You're a human being. And you want to be treated the same way that, you know, you would hope others to treat you.
Of course.
So.
Well, I mean, if Bill O'Reilly had any kind, if he was at all any type of reputable source to listen to for your news or even your commentary, your entertainment news, what he would have done is, instead of just throwing this hate out there, he would have shown us how damaged these children have become from attending the sporting event with gay people. He would have shown us how all these children now have to go to therapy because, oh my God, they caught the gay. I mean...
They caught the gay?
It's contagious. They got the gay. What is this guy doing? So you go out there, you get on the air, you throw out this story. Nothing bad came from these children, and there's my phone. It's the Twitter. It's Bill. He's texting me right now.
You think?
But I mean, the reality was the game happened. The group of gay people went. They watched the game. The group of kids went with their parents. They watched the game. Got their free hat. Everyone went home. The gay people probably went out to the clubs afterwards. But everyone went home. Everyone had a good time. Nothing bad came from this. But yet it's on Fox News, and I'm wondering why. It's just furthering the hate and the separation in this country, and I don't understand why he has to do that.
Maybe because it makes him feel good? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know either. But I do know that what ends up happening is that you're right. It does end up spreading the hate. It does end up sending the mixed signals to children. Okay? Get over it, people. We live in a society where there are gay people and there are straight people. But the collective word there is people.
Right.
Okay?
We live in a community. Our nation is a community. A community means everybody. It means the good, the bad, the ugly. And I'm not implying that gay people are the bad or the ugly. What I'm saying is that as a community, you have to accept the people in your community. Black, white, straight, gay, boy, girl, man, woman, whatever, you have got to be a part of the community. If you don't want to live in that kind of environment, go buy an island.
No kidding, right? I mean, it's kind of like the question that they have floating around. It comes back every now and again. Should sexual education be taught in schools? And my thought is, heck yeah, it should be taught in schools, because I can only teach my child so far. And, you know, if they don't have a visual example of what it means to be gay, then how in the hell are they ever going to learn?
And you know what pissed me off the most about Bill? He didn't even say who won the game.
I believe the Padres did that night, so...
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That is good. Okay, good for your hometown.
Yeah.
But you're right. Sexual education, I also believe, should be taught in school, because if you don't teach people, then they don't know, and if you don't know anything, then you're stupid. And if you're stupid, then you have babies you shouldn't be having, and you get diseases that you shouldn't have. So unless you want your kids growing up and having babies and catching STDs, you need to teach them what sex is, how to have sex the right way, the safe way, and that's my thought.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Safe sex.
Safe
But then
sex is the big thing.
It's these religious groups. It's the same people that are saying gay people shouldn't be allowed to get married. What are these gay people doing attending a game where there's children? It's the same type of... All this comes from religion. But it's these same groups that also say you can't have sex until you're married, and they will not acknowledge the idea that their children are possibly having sex before they're married. Won't acknowledge it. Next thing you know, Bristol Palin is... someone's kid is having a baby before they're married, and you're vice presidential nominee. It's embarrassing.
It's quite embarrassing. I'll give you that. So.
Bill O'Reilly. What is he? Keith Olbermann. He used to do the worst person of the day, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I think Bill O'Reilly is our worst person of the day.
Yes, he is.
As Bill O'Reilly would call me and you, I'm sure, a pinhead. He is also, in our book, a pinhead of the day.
Hello, Pot. This is the kettle. We're calling you black.
Oh. Well, in terms of a kettle.
In terms of a kettle, yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, we need to take a break. Okay, we want to know your thoughts, though. Log on to CompeteRadio.com. You're in trouble for that one? CompeteRadio.com for news, information, hot topics, and more. I'm Josh Fourier here with AJ. We'll take a break. Are you all right?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm calling it black.
Okay.
Log on to CompeteRadio.com for news, information, hot topics, and, more. I always forget about that one.
This is Compete Radio. Face Off.
All right, it's that time again. We're here with our gay sports guru buddy and straight guy Bob. Trending this week, All-Star Game snubs.
Once again, Josh, the hot topic is who was snubbed from this year's All-Star team, who deserved to make the American League or National League rosters. Bob, who's your biggest snub?
The biggest snub for me is yes, another New York Yankee, Mark Teixeira.
Great, that's what we need, is another Yankee, because there's not enough on the All-Star
Again,
team.
buddy, none of them are showing up. But the one guy that does deserve to be there in pinstripes is Mark Teixeira.
Well, you might be right. I mean, Derek Jeter voted in, clearly not even a reserve All-Star this year. His numbers just do not back it up. And I don't even think Robinson Cano is worthy, but again, he's a Yankee, so he's got to go.
Well, it's so much of its popularity contest. You and I know that, buddy.
And I might agree with Mark Teixeira, although first base in both leagues is very competitive, so that might be why Teixeira's not there.
Another one that was nearly a snub, Paul Konerko.
Right.
Thank God for the last 72 hours of fan voting to get him in there.
Exactly. You know, I'm going a different route because I was preparing my notes for today thinking who's the biggest snub, and I really wanted to make a case for Ian Kennedy, pitcher for the Diamondbacks. And then I start going over these rosters, and I see all these players who are replacement players or the final voted player or the reserves, and there's 84 All-Stars. It's not special anymore. Half of them, as you kind of alluded to, don't show up. So my biggest snub...
58 relief pitchers.
Right. The American League has 20 pitchers on its roster.
It's crazy.
And for a 9-inning game. My biggest snub is the fact that there's no Diamondbacks player in the Home Run Derby. In Phoenix, on their home field, there should be a Diamondbacks. Chris Young
Where is Justin Upton?
I know you
buddy.
like Justin Upton.
Where's Justin Upton?
I know you have a thing for him. Kind of a weird thing.
He's my go-gay guy.
Yeah, and this is on Prince Fielder. He picked the three other guys who are going to be in the Home Run Derby. He picked his teammate, Richie Weeks, Matt Holliday of the Cardinals, who is the third best home run hitter on his team. You need a home field player there. Chris Young or Justin Upton, that's all I'm saying.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have. I'm sorry. Log on to CompeteRadio.com. We want to know what you think. This has been Compete Radio. Face Off.
Today, your radio is gay. You're listening to Compete Radio. Sports Pop.
All right, welcome back. I'm your host, Josh Fourier. We are here with...
AJ Johnson. Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon. It is past 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
So am I.
I'm being dramatic again.
Stop.
You ever see that Contacts commercial?
Which commercial?
The 1-800-CONTACTS. They can't have my brand. I have special eyes.
I have very special eyes.
Look with your special eyes. My brand. Oh my God, we're so dumb.
Yeah, never mind.
Maybe not we, maybe just me. I'm the only one.
No, I got it after you started saying something, and I was like, okay. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
And I'm just as kooky as you are, so.
I had to, bring the levels up a little bit because this next story, intense.
Ooh, let's talk about... Ooh, hold on. I'm getting all positioned and stuff.
Yeah, she's adjusting her big black microphone.
So it's closer to my face.
Yes. All right. Apparently last weekend, homophobia was running rampant.
Really? Where?
In the sporting world.
You're kidding.
Got a lot of attention. Weekend of July 8th, there were 3 players dealing with these anti-gay outbursts.
Ooh, okay.
Minor League Baseball pitcher Ian Krall made offensive comments via Twitter July 10th after following incidents by White Sox second baseman Gordon Beckham. Philadelphia Eagles football player is also included in this mess, Deshaun Jackson. Krall tweeted, ASU, Arizona State University, is a bunch of fake bleep, get on one knee and bleep. I'm better than you'll ever be. And that was in 120 characters or less for the Twitter.
Wow.
He was suspended indefinitely.
I would say so.
Now, the madness continues. Beckham scrolled a message in the sand to Kansas. Could you imagine him? He's in the sand. Stick, twig. Okay. Kansas City Royal Chris Getz last week during a game. Getz is gay, is what he says. It was visible to fans. He has since apologized.
Okay, good.
It's kind of catchy though. Getz is gay.
It is catchy.
Campaign 2012. Getz gay. Yeah. Man, what's wrong with people?
They don't know the value of their own worth.
No. Beckham said, obviously I apologize and I kind of want to move on. Obviously it was meant to be a joke, but it obviously was taken in the wrong place, and I didn't mean it that way. I will just try to move on. To me, whenever you say obviously 1,000 times, it's kind of like, just shut up and leave me alone. It's not really a real apology.
Exactly.
But so what? You know what? Say what you want. Say what you want. Be as ignorant as you choose to be, and let us observe and talk about you on Compete Radio.
Exactly. He has that right. However, I just want to say something. He has that right to say that, but there are those people that did take it the wrong way. Hence the darn apology. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really get it, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, it was meant to be a joke. Oh, what if he actually was? What if he actually was gay? Okay, and you just did that, and you've offended him. You've invaded his. You've invaded his privacy.
Outed him now.
You've outed him. Everything. Yeah. That's just absolutely asinine and wrong.
Well, as a gay guy, I look at joking or making fun of people or trying to get a laugh because of sexuality the same as because of someone's race. And we would never think to do that. And the people that do behave that way get torn to shreds. So, let's keep tearing to shreds.
Okay.
Jackson, during a radio interview, I believe it was on Eminem's channel he has on Sirius XM radio.
Cool.
Jackson, during an interview, insulted a caller with homophobic remarks. Initially, he and the interviewer were defiant, but Jackson eventually apologized. Meaning, I really don't think you're sorry at all about it. I think your publicity people got to you, and you said, oh, okay, I better save my image, so, okay, here you go, I'm sorry. Here's my apology.
Wow. That's a really good behind-the-scenes hindsight you have there.
Well, why do you say something horrible to somebody, and like if I called you the really horrible word that you don't call ladies, and you were obviously not happy about it, and I was like, yeah, I want to get over it. Then a day later, I publicly apologize. Would you really think that I meant it?
Oh, heck no.
No.
Heck no.
Anyway, here's what he says. Jackson says, I'm sorry for using the words. I know they're hurtful and unacceptable that I used in this recent radio interview. Now, he's saying this in tweets. It seems like everybody is on Twitter nowadays with the apologies and the inappropriate pictures.
I got a comment on that, so keep going, but I got a comment.
He continues to say, I've made a mistake and would like to make it clear that the words I used meant no disrespect to the gay and lesbian community. Intolerance is unacceptable, and I apologize to anyone I have offended. The exact words he used was the regular F word, so bleep, and then the gay F word. That's what he called the guy. And then he turns around and says, I didn't mean to offend anyone in the gay and lesbian community. This is obviously, I doubt he even tweeted this. It was probably his assistant or something that's trying to save his butt.
say get your finger on the button for the bleep mode.
Oh gosh.
That is complete and utter bull. Just bull. First, you're apologizing for something that you did that you automatically knew it was wrong before the words ever came out of your mouth. Okay? Where was that filter? Where was that brain filter that came between, you know, the mouth and the brain, and you shouldn't say something like this? Okay? Secondly, have we gotten to be such slaves to technology that we cannot do anything personable anymore? We have to do it through email. We have to do it through Twitter, texting. You know, we have to do it through our iPhones or some other mode except to go to the person and say, I am sorry. That it boggles my mind completely, way beyond.
We're not living in a world where people think anymore, which you can tell by listening to this show sometimes. No, but in all seriousness, we really don't. People are tweeting pictures of their junk. People are calling people really horrible names. And what bothers me about it is that these are role models to a lot of people. Not me, but a lot of people look up to these celebrities. And when they are behaving like this, that's furthering the hate. That is furthering, you know, the homophobia. It's furthering this ignorance. And, you know, just on one hand, we have New York legalizing gay marriage. On the other hand, we have celebrities acting like this. And isn't it supposed to be Hollywood that is more liberal and supporting the gay people and supporting progress in our country? And you have these idiots.
Exactly. That
are walking around spewing this hate. And, you know, what can you do about it other than...
Well, it's not necessarily just celebrities that are being targeted. Okay, Mel Gibson and
but they're the role models.
They are the role models. What we're talking about is sports athletes that are knowingly just blasting out without thinking, open mouth, insert foot, as my mom would say, you know, and just without thought. And that's a really sad state of affairs for our country.
It's that they probably speak this way all the time. You know how, like, if you're ever around someone, well, there's been phases in my life where I have had no filter on my mouth.
Right.
And the F word would come out of my mouth probably every other sentence. It's real hard to stop yourself when you're in church.
You think?
You know, or in an environment where you're just not supposed to say the F word. It's so hard to stop yourself because you're in the habit. You've made that part of your frequent vocabulary, and it comes out of your mouth all the time.
Exactly.
And that, I think, is what goes on with these guys whenever you see it. I think maybe this is just a part of their vocabulary. They use these words every day, and oops, there's a mic in front of your mouth. You're on satellite radio, and this comes out of your mouth. And what do you do at that point? And he continued, like, to not even give it a second thought. Like, this is just how I talk. This is what I called you. Get over it. You're acting stupid, so I'm going to call you the gay F word, and that's it.
Not only that, but to go back to your point at the beginning where you said this is their normal, everyday speaking vernacular. And that's bothersome, too, because nobody else is stopping them either.
You have a child? Have you heard the way kids talk nowadays? I'm sure we could have some parents call into the show right now.
Yeah.
The language. I never thought I would say something that my parents always said about me.
Yeah,
they said, you kids are just so out of control. Well, you know what? The kids are crazy. Like, with the cell phones and the sexting and I was checking my mail. I'm walking down my driveway to the mailbox, checking my mail on the corner, and I live in a decent neighborhood.
Okay.
Not that it matters.
All right.
But on the corner, there's like this group of 7 or 8 kids, and they were playing.
Okay.
The names that they were calling each other.
No way.
I don't even say things like this. Like, this was intense. And I was about to walk over there and say something to him, because it's like, you can't just talk like that. You're a kid. I didn't walk over to them because their parents were sitting in the driveway. So their parents were already supervising and approving this behavior.
No way.
Yeah, way. So it's like, I should have known better than moving to the same town where Bristol Palin lives. I should have known we would have run into these problems. We've got to take a break. We are so out of time.
All right, let's do it.
All right. We'll be back in a little bit, I guess. No swearing.
No.
No swearing.
Nope.
AJ.
I haven't.
AJ, I got the button.
Okay.
We'll be back.
Hey, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 90 seconds.
I hate getting less, but I love getting more. I trade a lot less for a little more, or a little less for a lot more. Either way, when it comes to having more, I want a lot more of more and a little less of less. And that's exactly what you'll get at Embassy Suites. More free breakfast, more for my money, more delicious.
Today, your radio is gay. You're listening to Compete Radio.
And welcome back. We are about an hour and a half into the show.
Yes.
We did not plan for this. Well, I mean, we did. Well, I hope you can tell we did plan some.
Yeah.
I just meant food-wise. I didn't, I'm used to the 1 hour show. You come in and
do the hour and then go get something to eat.
Go have your brunch, but now we're on at noon.
Yes.
Which means it's now about 1:30.
About there.
Or as Randy Rhodes says, I know all you guys listen to Randy Rhodes. 28 after.
Nice accent.
That was supposed to be the New Yorker accent. No.
You want a New Yorker accent? I'll give you a New York accent.
But now Randy Rhodes, she has this way of saying what she needs to say as loud as she
possibly can say it.
But it's funny.
Exactly.
Because you know it's like true. You know she's like the smartest chick on the planet.
Exactly.
And before every break, she always says 55 after. Goes to commercial. I love her. Anyway, all right, back to sports. I know you got a big one.
Okay, if you haven't heard yet, the U.S. women won their match, their semifinal match on Wednesday against France, 3-1.
Yes.
Abby Wambach headed in the winning goal at the 79th minute during the match against France in Germany, and they are going to their first World Cup final in 12 years.
Wow.
Since 1999.
12 years.
Yeah. Party like it's 1999. Okay. Anyway, I hope nobody else heard that.
Oh, man.
But the U.S. women are trying to be the first country to accomplish 3 World Cup wins ever.
Ever.
Correct.
Ever.
Most everybody else, all other countries like Germany and Japan, they've either only won 1 or 2.
Right.
U.S., this will be their 3rd one if they win on Sunday, which is tomorrow.
So for the Women's World Cup, the U.S. is playing Japan.
Correct.
Sunday.
Correct.
What time?
2:45 Eastern time.
That's 11:45 our time.
Correct.
Awesome.
Yes, that's
what channel is it going to be on?
You're going to probably find it on ESPN, no matter where you go.
Yeah.
Or in other areas. It might be on...
Will it be on Univision?
That's a very good question. I highly doubt it.
Oh.
Because there aren't any Latin teams playing.
Right.
Brazil, if Brazil had gone on, then yeah, I could see them doing it. But since it's the U.S.
Well, the women never really get equal treatment in this whole sports thing, so I'm just wondering who's going to pick it up and broadcast the game.
I believe ESPN has picked it up.
If it was guys, it would be on every channel.
Yes.
As they usually are on the weekends.
Yes.
It's so not fair.
I wonder if ABC's going to pick it up, too. The last time the women played, I think ABC picked it up, too.
And ABC and ESPN, aren't they sister
companies, or kind of like hooked at the hip or something like that? I have to double-check my references there.
The whole Go network, yeah.
Yeah, that would be great.
Who's your favorite player?
Solo.
Yeah,
Hope Solo. She's the goalkeeper.
Oh.
Yeah, she's absolutely phenomenal. She's very tall. She's got arms that stretch out to anywhere you need them to go to get to the corners. And she's not afraid to go after the darn ball. And she's really good.
All right.
And who's your favorite? Oh, wait. You don't follow women's soccer.
I think Shannon Box would be my favorite player.
Why do you say that?
Because I like her last name. Box. With 2 X's. No, she put some good challenges in early, I thought.
Oh, really? You watched the game?
Of course. Well, I have to. I think she did play a little better, though, whenever she was paired with Cheney, though.
Oh, okay.
Is it Cheney or Cheney? I guess it depends what part of the country you're from and how you say it.
It's Cheney.
Cheney, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your least favorite player? Women's World Cup only.
Women's World Cup only. Marta on Brazil's team.
Oh, why?
She's a prima donna, and she tends to use that to her advantage, and certain referees don't like that. I am one of those types of people who's lucky enough to have been a player and a referee, so I can see it from both angles, or all of the angles, actually. So I can see it where she would sit there and probably take a fall or something like that because she needed to get her team to catch up or something. But then as a referee, I'm like, quit wasting my time. Let's get the game on. Come on. So.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Mine, I think. Heather O'Reilly. Least favorite.
Why? She was the one who put the first goal in.
I think she's related to Bill.
Have you researched it?
It doesn't matter. I'm sure.
Yes, it does. Now, hold on just a second.
No,
we just had a segment about how people don't filter their brains and their mouths.
Bill O'Reilly is one of them, and I think they're related.
If you don't do the research, you cannot say stuff like that. And I am your friend enough to call you on it.
I think that what Heather O'Reilly, I think, is Bill O'Reilly's love child.
Oh, you are so wrong.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, he's going to end this show in controversy, I tell you. If anybody has anything in dispute of that, you need to call Josh.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Everyone knows I'm joking except you. You're the only one that's taking it seriously.
Yeah, I'm not that serious.
I still think they're related. But anyway, okay, so it is this Sunday. The game will be on at 12:45 Eastern Standard Time, right?
No,
2:45.
2:45 Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, the 17th of July.
11:45 our time.
Correct.
And flip through the channels to find it.
Basically, you can check on ESPN.com. More than likely, that's where it's going to be. So, it's the biggest game of the year for the United States.
Do you really think they'll win?
They've got a damn good chance. That's all I gotta say.
They have a 50-50 chance.
Okay, so spoil my fun.
Let's take a break.
All right.
Oh man, no, that's awesome though. Congratulations, U.S.
Go U.S.
Compete Radio.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Josh Fourier, in the studio right now. Matt Fish, former NBA player. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much.
So what are you doing in Phoenix?
I've lived here in Phoenix, the Valley of the Sun, for some time now.
Yes. Were you here last night by chance?
I was. That was quite an exciting event, wasn't it?
Historic, right?
Yeah.
That's what the dramatic weatherman said.
Did he?
Yeah, so did your house get swallowed by the dust storm?
Absolutely. I made sure that it came in hot, hard, and heavy because I had my car washed. Yeah. So, yeah, it needs to be washed all over again.
Yep. Did you go to that? They give you the 3-day guarantee. Did you get one of those?
I didn't because I needed to get rid of some quarters and drove through a Circle K.
Gotcha. Matt, there was so much on your resume, I don't even know where to begin. Former NBA player, first and foremost. What brought you to compete?
Well, I've known it's about 12 years ago. Eric Carlisle, who is the man, sold me my house, and I've known Eric for several years, obviously, and reconnected with him a couple years ago, and he told me of this opportunity to come in here and get involved with what he was involved with, and I was excited to do so, and I'm glad to be here today.
Oh, and I'm thrilled that you're here. It's incredible what we're doing, where we're exposing the general public to the fact that it's not what you think, that gay people, straight people, doesn't matter who you are, your orientation, skin color, gender, whatever, if you have that athletic ability, you're more than capable of playing sports. And in my case, even if you don't have the athletic ability, you can still try. So I do that miserably. But tell me about I want to talk about the NBA. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah,
what was that like?
I felt real honored to be there. It's funny, the first professional game I ever went to, I was actually on a team. So, coming from Iowa, small town Iowa, we didn't have a pro NBA team there. We followed the Chicago Bulls back in the 80s, of course, because of Michael Jordan and all. But, just to be able to reach that pinnacle of basketball, that it's just an honor to have been able to chance to go in there and play a little bit of basketball and show that you can play with the best in the world. I didn't even play basketball when I was a senior in high school. I signed a Division I scholarship before I ever started a varsity game in high school. 10 years of piano lessons and whatever else have you before I ever picked up a ball. So, my era was a little bit different, and I was found at a camp, and I was big, and someone took a chance and taught me how to play it at a higher level, in college.
When you say big, do you mean talented or physically?
Physically big. When you see somebody who is left-handed like I am, and I was 6'8".
We are the special ones. But 6'8". No, yeah, I was going to ask. So.
Yeah, I'm now 6'11". So at the time, at the time I was 6'8", about 240, and you know what? Somebody took a chance. UNC Wilmington offered me a 4-ride scholarship before I ever even started a varsity game in high school. So I was like, they're offering you a 4-ride scholarship. I'm like, what in? And they're like, basketball. And I'm like, well, you bet, And being from Iowa, there's oceans of corn, and they took me out to Wilmington where there's an actual ocean. And, showed it to me, showed me that it's an opportunity, and I took full advantage of it. I signed early during the early signing date and got better. And next thing you know, by the time my senior year, I got drafted to the NBA.
Well, and that's, I'm sure a lot of students in high school and college, that's their dream. All they want is to be in the NBA. What do you have to say to people that are in that position right now?
I find it interesting. A dream, sure. To me, it became reality just because I was in the right place, I was the right size, I was doing the right things. A lot, and nowadays, I teach now, and the kids all think they're going to be pro, in any sport. Oh, I want to be a pro this, I want to be a pro that. And I'm like, you got to understand that there's such a low percentage. Let's just be good at where you are now and try to achieve, set your goals a little lower. Why do we have to shoot for the moon?
Right. Well, I mean, of course you would want everyone to strive.
Absolutely.
To go that far.
Absolutely.
What are you a teacher of now?
I teach special education, life skills room. So I have quite a variety of students in there with special needs. And I teach them, functional life skills. I have the variety includes like MI, MR, MO, MR, Asperger's, autism. I even have traumatic brain injury in there. Wow. So yeah, you have a lot of kids. Some that have a hard time even communicating, and others that are very quite capable. And so we definitely take a wide range of approach and how to make sure that they're successful in life.
And what are like the age ranges of those?
Right now I'm teaching high school. I've got 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and this next year I'll have 9th through 12th. So it'll be high school.
Yeah, very, very admirable what you're doing.
No, thanks.
Lots of patience, though.
I'm the most patient I've ever been.
Yeah, and you're a family man, right?
I am. I have been married 10 years, and I have a 5-year-old, and I also have a soon-to-be 2-year-old who's a 5th-year senior at Northern Arizona University.
Wow, very good.
Yeah,
good. Congratulations.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Good for. And what is she going to study?
Right now, it's just My Little Pony, and she hasn't. we're just studying her to just hang up the towel after she wipes her hands off.
She's going to be a pro basketball player too.
You know, my dad never pushed pro sports on me, and I got to where I got. I'm not going to do it to my daughter. I just want her happy. You know, I don't care what it is. You know, I played 10 years of piano lessons, and so maybe it's piano, maybe it's music. I'm not sure. I just want her to be happy.
Well, I think that's the right way to be. I mean, you know, I've always thought that, you know, children should be able to do what they want to do as far as what their interests are, and sometimes those pageant moms and soccer moms, and you know, it's just people want to live through their children in some ways, and I think it's refreshing to hear that, you know, you're going to let your children make their own choices. Matt, you're not going to offend me, I promise, but you're on a gay show right now, so I may be offending you. No, but what are your views on gay people, and where does this come into play with why you're in this room right now?
Well, you know, I'm in here because I'm not homophobic. You know what I mean? I have never, ever been that way. You know what I mean? I've always
sense an ounce of racism?
No, you know what? I had 2 black brothers growing up from South Africa that my family adopted through a foreign exchange student program. And back then, apartheid was so big, it taught me a major lesson. Then when I turned around and made the pros, and I was the only white guy a lot of times on a team, I knew, you know, exactly kind of where they were coming from. I got it. I understood it. I always fit in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm very versatile. You know what I mean? I'm very flexible and very open-minded. Okay. You know, I believe in the human connection. You know, I teach these special education students, you know what I mean, and they'll all have that basic, you know, feelings and happiness and sadness and on and on and on, and I really, you know, appreciate seeing it through their eyes, you know what I mean, and can't understand any other way to approach but the human connection.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. Where are we going to see you in the future? Are you just gone now?
No,
you've left us from the NBA and now you're going to disappear? Or
I'm always trying to find ways to give back. And the National Basketball Retired Players Association, they're called the Legends of Basketball. They have a nice chapter here in Phoenix. Well,
what does Legends stand for?
Legends is just basically it's all the former NBA players that are finding ways to give back to the community. They're finding ways to, you know, reach out to the game that gave them so much. So I stepped up and have decided to be the president of the Retired Players Association Phoenix chapter. And we've done a lot of nice things in the community already since I've taken over. One of them was recently we had a golf tournament for kids with cancer. So we are always looking for better ways to find ways to give back and, you know, utilize the fact that all these guys played at the highest of their level. And the guys that we have that are active members now and in the future are all people that want to give back and are all out there trying to make a difference.
That's awesome. Well, you know, you hear in the media so much the celebrities who are placed in the spotlight and they have these opportunities to do wonderful things in the world, and they just screw it all up. It's really wonderful to be sitting in this room with you right now, knowing that you're someone that, you know, not everybody can be on the NBA. You got a very special opportunity, and now what you're doing with your life, I'm so happy to see what you're doing, because it seems like every aspect of your life you're trying to do something good. You're trying to do something to help other people. And I think that more people need to behave that way. Whether you're famous or not, you know, I mean, just live that kind of lifestyle.
Well, thanks. I was being brought up in small town Iowa. We all know what it's all about. You know, we understand that, you know, character. We're all born with character. We're brought up with character. And I'm just trying to find a way to, you know, show others what character's all about. Some need to know. Some need to be taught. I've learned that as a teacher. You know, not everyone has these skills.
Well, I thank you for being here, Matt.
Thank you.
We would love to have you back. We're out of time, and I had so much more to ask you. We're going to put some information about you up on our website. So log on to CompeteRadio.com. Matt Fish, former NBA player, he is doing everything under the sun from the Legends. He has a book.
Yes, I did. I've come out with a book, and that should be published here relatively soon. It's about character.
What's the title?
Hooked on Character.
Hooked on Character by Matt Fish.
Thanks.
Hey, don't go anywhere.
Back. I cannot believe we're out of time.
Oh, no.
Wow. That was that was very, very, very nice, AJ.
Thank you very much, Josh.
Wow. Do it again.
Oh, no.
I need that on a button. I just need a sound effect where I can push the button and it goes,
Oh, no.
well, when things go right, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
AJ, I had a blast.
I did too.
This is going to be a wonderful relationship that we have here as co-hosts here in the morning, and people are already texting me saying, get off the air already.
Exactly.
They're
All
like,
right, we'll let you guys have the airways back. Sorry.
No. Yes, we will. But AJ, thank you very much. And most of all, thank you all for listening. We wouldn't be here without you. And please, do what you can to be a part of the Compete family. Pick up Compete Magazine, national retailers. You can also log on to CompeteRadio.com for news, information, hot topics, and more. There's also show archives where you can go and listen to older shows that are insane. But thanks, AJ.
Thanks, Josh. It's been a great adventure to be here.
We'll see you next time.